Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Spilling Tea. I'm your host, Tiffany Daniels. We are going back to that horrible world known as the JRC, but before we do the usual disclaimers, if you are unfamiliar with the Stop the Shocks campaign or the campaign against the troubled teen industry, you're going to find all the pertinent links right there in the description box. Please, in particular, take note of the article written by NeuroClastic, a small non for profit started by autistics for autistics. In it, they interviewed over 900 ABA professionals in regards to the JRC's so called behavior modification program. The Judge Rotenberg Educational Center doesn't want you to read that article so much. They threatened NeuroClastic with a defamation lawsuit if they did not remove it from the website. NeuroClastic refused. You know the drill. Please read the article. Share it on all your social media. Also included is NeuroClastic's public statement in regards to the defamation lawsuit threat, as well as a link to their GoFundMe. We are crowdfunding just in case the JRC ever does actually see through with their threat. Trigger warning 1. When we discuss places like the Judge Rotenberg Educational Center or Agape Boarding School for Boys, you're going to hear vivid descriptions of and catch clips of surveillance footage of people with mental health issues and disabled people being tortured and abused. If you got young children present, please make sure to use the headphones. Trigger warning 2. This channel is marked not for kids for a reason. We use profanity on occasion and speak on dark subjects. If your child is 16 and younger and they are watching this, very obviously parental supervision is very much advised, alright? Okay, so where we left off the other day, one commenter asserts that all of JRC's residents' harmful and dangerous behaviors have decreased substantially as a result of the treatment with the GED device, as evidenced by JRC's resident case reports, behavior tracking charts, and analyses for the past 16 years. My God, this is the most insane example of the point in you that I have ever seen. Okay? Stop! Stop with, but it shows the behavior. Stop, and you're not being fair. Someone punching me in the fucking face is probably going to stop whatever I am doing at that moment. That doesn't mean I need to be going and getting a doctor's prescription for someone to knock me on my ass every few hours. All right? 2 points that continuously go over the defenders of the JRC's head. Number 1, we are saying we do not agree that the ends justifies the means. You don't get to say, but I'm getting the child that I want. Me, mine. You hear yourselves? Do you? Do you really actually hear yourselves? Me, my. I want. Whereas usual, what we want, what we desire, what we consider progress is completely thrown out the window. Again, this is why I preach person-centered planning, because it's literally centered on me, the consumer, making the decision and having final veto status, well, veto power. Even, yes, if you're a kid. Literally nobody on planet Earth, you Kool-Aid drinking morons, is arguing that the GED device stops a behavior in its tracks. Violence in general typically does stop whatever action you are engaging in when you are exposed to it. Duh. So why are we not writing prescriptions for us to be punched in the face? Because you're going to get the same deer in the headlights, everything stops reaction. Everybody, including me, who has, the anger thing, And I would still freeze at least for a semi-second. Okay? Nobody's saying that violence won't stop whatever behavior you're engaging in at that moment. Nobody is saying that. Quit saying it over and over and over again. All right? What we're saying is a twofold thing. We are saying the ends do not justify the means. We would like your kids to be as mentally healthy as humanly possible, just to start off for there, right? The ends does not justify the means. And number two, quit having an argument that nobody else is having. Okay? Nobody's arguing the fact that these devices will stop any behavior in its tracks. And it gets reduced by large numbers. Now tell me what happens when you remove the device, Karen. Go ahead. Exactly. Which means it's not fixing shit. Okay? You are allowing your child to probably end up with PTSD being treated like they are a goddamn prisoner of war because but look, the behaviors went down. It's all about you. What you want, what you think you need. Not about the child. Because remember, folks, at the end of the day, when it comes to bad treatment programs, especially in a situation like this, that when you're a minor, who gets zero decision making capacity? That's right, that would be us. You know who gets to pay the price for your poor ass, selfish, narcissistic reasons? Yeah, you see where I'm going, right? I would hope so. Your child's treatment program should be about your child, not you. We've gone over this time and time again. One of the biggest issues with current medical practice, what's considered the current standard, is literally all based off of exactly that. And although the JRC is literally the most extreme case that I've ever come across, it is embedded in ABA throughout. Okay? So, yeah, quit, for the love of God, but it brings things down. The ends don't justify the means. The machine that you are using to stop those behaviors is not a long-term solution. You can't expect somebody to be zapping themselves out in public while they're at their jobs, Karen. Okay? If you are screaming at the top of your lungs, that usually deters a few customers coming in. Right? Come on now. The comment asserts that this data set is extraordinarily robust because the individuals reside at the JRC and are continuously monitored. For the love of God, how are you trying to spin bias as a good fucking thing? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Their study on the matter is not worth the paper that was used to print it on. The JRC should go into the forest and go apologize to the the tree that was wasted on that study. Okay? But it's robust and more detailed because it was happening at the JRC. That's the fucking point. You can't conduct it on the grounds that are the very grounds being investigated in the first damn place. Because that data can be skewed. And the individuals engaging in that said study are already going to be biased to look at it in one particular way. Okay? It's not robust. It doesn't meet the minimum of modern requirements to be able to be published in a real psychiatry or psychology paper or website. Okay? The FDA didn't accept it because it's the JRC who cooked it up, which means the work that was done was not from an objective source. Okay? Literally. God. I thought AH Stans did some mental gymnastics. The comments also asserts this data and information demonstrate the effectiveness of ESDs for SIB or ABRE for refractory patients. You're still not getting the goddamn point. Point number 1. Parents, this is not about you. Okay? No treatment program should ever be centered on anyone else but the patient in question. Point blank, period. Sit down, Karen. All right? The treatment program is supposed to be for us, not for everyone else. The sooner we stop doing this crap, the better. All right? Also, to talk about the fact that we are once again trying to drag in Dr. Israel's study, which was a laughable joke. I know, I read through it. We've gone over it on this channel. It's just absolutely insane to look at how horribly bad that study was conducted. Okay? We're not going to take it seriously because it's the JRC and what they use, their methodology, how they handle treatment programs. That is up for discussion. Okay? You can't just say, hey, I'm right, and this study that I did says I'm right. It's called confirmation bias, whether conscious or unconscious. Okay? Find me one modern objective source to do the study. And I'd say we talk, but every single other research program and university program has refused to do that study, citing ethical concerns. Remember, we're talking about one of those research institutes that, I'll say it for the billionth time, shot radiation into our brains to help make us more neurotypical. And they're stating ethical concerns in regards to doing a study with the GET device. I think that should say anything. I think that says everything. Excuse me, don't you? Quit trying to use that study. Dr. Matthew Israel went forward. We need a moment of silence for the poor trees that had to suffer in order for him to put that bogus piece of crap together. Right? Number 2, ends do not justify the means. This idea of, Well, it's fine if they really hurt you and do horrible things to you, if it changes who you are as a person to be more accommodated to me. Do you all know neurotypicals, how psycho that sounds? I just hope you know, because there's some narcissism tones there, if you get what I'm saying. All right. It's pretty straightforward here. They're using the same tired arguments over and over and over and over again and trying to push the same studies over and over and over again without having this complete lack of ability to comprehend or understand how modern science works. If you're outdated, we're not going to give you the same weight as the study that came out yesterday, point blank. Nor will we accept as a thing of data that was collected during study coming from the very same center whose ass is being held to the fire. That just makes sense, right? We'll get to the response in the next video, but let's go ahead and close out for now. We don't get very many views on this channel. The few we do tend to get removed from time to time. So if you could, please don't forget to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to hit the comments. I appreciate your time. And as always, folks, we here at Spilling Tea hope you have a good one. I'll see you next time. Bye bye, everyone.